You know that you're not the last person when you have one pair of shoes left. So we're doing good, Gina. Let's go.
Adios.
Today is the day for that gruesome story in Camino history. It's after you leave the town of Siraki. Yeah, I practiced that. You'll see this little area called the Olive Garden. It's a place to take a break from all your worries, and it sure does mean a lot. It does have sort of a nice hippie vibe, fun little rest stop. And then it's about maybe 30 or 40 minutes after the Olive Garden. You go under the highway twice, and then you pass this bridge to get to this river. And it's a river with a very interesting story. The road veers off to the right across the remnants of a Gothic bridge over the Rio Salado. Now, it should give you a hint that Salado means salty. This is the location of an incident that's quite graphic that comes from the 1100s. There's an old narrative that warns travelers to beware from drinking from these waters or letting your horse drink from the stream because the river is deadly. The story speaks of a time when there were some horseback pilgrims heading towards Santiago, and there were two men seated on the banks of that river sharpening their knives. The pilgrims asked them if the water was healthy and drinkable, and the men sharpening their knives, they lied, and they said it was good water. So the pilgrims stopped to water their horses in the stream, and very quickly their horses died down the trail. And the men that were sharpening their knives on the bank of that river came and skinned their horses on the spot, taking the horse meat. So I would suggest that you not drink from that river. When we were there a couple years ago, it looked like there was salt or some type of mineral crystallizing on the banks. Actually, when we were in this area a couple years ago, I ordered a hamburger in one of the nearby villages, and the waitress warned me that, no, you don't want this. She was trying to tell me that it was horse burger that I was ordering. So maybe it would be good to know how to say the word horse in Spanish. All I know is hee.
Hola. A beautiful horse you have there.
It's time to continue westward.
Ball. Ball. Ball.
Our new grandson loves to say, ball.
I'm going to do it this time. Close.
Oh. We did stay the night in Lorca because we really wanted to eat breakfast in Villatuerta. Leaving Lorca at 9 a.m. This is the latest that we've left so far. We got some sleep today. It's too hot and flaky to hold in your fingers. You have to use a fork. I'm not making these videos to promote anything, but man, we sure love this place. On the way out, she said, I'll see you in 2 years, because we were here 2 years ago and today. They have a 24-hour vending machine here of some sort. I think it's in this door. You can get some snacks, or I don't know what that is, some grow. Sandwiches. Churches maybe? Crutches? I don't know. All kinds of stuff. And now it's off to Estella. Bless his sponge little heart. He looks like he's having a rough time. One of the oldest Camino documents from the 1100s, called the Codex Calixtinus, talks about Estella in saying that Estella is where the bread is good, wine is excellent, meat and fish are abundant, and which overflows with all delights. which we found that to be true because my wife found a pair of shorts here 2 years ago that has been her favorite shorts ever. 2 years ago, we were in Estella, and I was looking for a washcloth all throughout Spain. This lady had one. And then I was thinking, if I had shorts, then all I need is something to cover my legs if it's really cold. So why don't they just sell pant legs and not the top part? So now I have pant legs, just legs, in case my legs get cold. So all I need is shorts and legs. I think that the name of the store might translate as Get Out of Trouble. And they will certainly help you get out of trouble. And this store is right on the Camino. I hate mentioning these things for such a beautiful town, but my channel has been about the dark and weird and mysterious things at the Camino. In 1328, in the Navarro Civil War, much of Estella's Jewish community were killed here. One Jewish poet vividly describes how he saw his father, mother, and 4 brothers have their throats cut, but he survived because of a compassionate Christian soldier protecting him. The 5 men that were guilty of instigating the riots had their hands cut off, and they were publicly hanged in Estella. But that was back in 1328, and today it is so much more beautiful and peaceful. There are a lot of monuments worth visiting here, so many that people often will stay 2 nights just to give them time to do so. It's such a beautiful city with so much to see, and the people are so welcoming. We couldn't find what to eat, so we thought, let's try pizza here.
Simple Simon, kind of.
They were so sweet because they normally don't have a place where patrons come in and sit down, but they moved their stuff off the break table and let us sit and eat.
And then they gave us this Colombian dessert that they were just making kind of for themselves.
Because they were from Colombia, the lady working there, and I think maybe her mom. And they said, oh, give this a try. Such sweet people.
Very interesting. It was almost like, I can picture like maybe hominy cut into little pieces.
But a little bit sweet.
But it was sweet as well.
Yeah. All right, we got to go to bed because we have to walk tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Before we leave Estella, you can really help me make more content by hitting the subscribe button and then the thumbs up and the bell. And then make a comment. I know it's kind of a lot, but if you can comment about anything at all, you can comment about something in the video, you can tell us about your pet, or you could tell us about your schedule this week, or maybe about that rash that won't go away. Any comments really do help a lot. This is Spain's Egg McMuffin. Really good. 2 years ago, we would leave at 6 a.m., 5:30 a.m. It's 9:04.
But it's cold.
It is. It's a beautiful walk out of Estella with interesting things to see. But within about 30 minutes or so is the famous Irache Wine Fountain. There's free wine or water for pilgrims that walk by. Now, it does run out of wine, so if you're a wine drinker, don't expect to get there at 2 o'clock and to be able to get a taste. Now, me personally, I'd rather this be a free Coca-Cola fountain. Coca-Cola is awesome! A little bit after the wine fountain, take a look to the left. There is a non-functioning monastery. Now, I couldn't see inside, but the Brierley book says that it's been here since the 10th century, but vacated in 1985. But what's really cool to me is that in 1809, Napoleon's troops occupied that monastery building. Now, that's some history there. We wanted to get to Villamayor de Monjardin a little bit earlier than we did a couple years ago. Just having our second breakfast. Here's my problem. I want to see everything, and way up there is something, and that's a long way. Have no idea if we're going to be able to do it. Gina, yes or no?
Let's just go this way for now.
Okay. One step at a time. Only on the Camino do you get stopped by a farmer that says, here, try some of this. I got a little mud on one side, but it is a very good melon. I don't know what kind of melon. On today's walk, we also pass by the Fountain of the Moors. And this fountain or cistern was restored in 1991, and legend says that it's actually much older than Islamic construction. but it's called the Fountain of the Moors, and I heard someone say that it's supposedly lucky to wash your feet in it as a pilgrim. Now, I only heard this one time. It's not good luck for me because I dropped my sock in the water. All right, so I got my feet in, so I should have good luck. So these two girls from Czech?
Yeah, Czech.
Yeah, you sleep outside if there's no room. How many days have you slept outside?
3.
Wow. True peregrinos. And this is how they take their showers. She said the water was blue until they took a bath in here. Then we shortly arrived to Villatuerta de Monjardin. And goody, we see a castle to hike up to. Not a lot of people hike up to that castle, but apparently they want you to know you need to be ready for it because there's water right here. So it's about 2 kilometers up. You can see the church is right down there, and so far it's good pavement. And you have the fountain over there. Yeah, I got my tourist hat on now. There was a goat trail that goes up there, but it was very narrow and looked a little bit dangerous. We might take it down, but not up. And this is a lot wider actual road that a car can take you up here, apparently. The town is getting smaller. Even Gina decided to go with the tourist hat.
Tourist hat engage.
You look good. Finally made it to the top, and now we have some stairs. The water comes off of the roof of the castle here, down through the ground here, and into this cistern. Castle door is locked and secure. The base of the castle is of Roman heritage, but there have been numerous reconstructions over the centuries. This castle was the last major stronghold of the Muslims in this region until King Sancho captured it. Legend has it that when the king went to attack the Muslims, there was someone that was tending goats, and they saw a goat that seemed to be frozen in place, so he used his sling to scare off the vultures, and then he went to investigate. And what he found was a cross. And on one of the arms of that cross was one of his stones that he had slung in that direction. It was embedded there in the cross, and he was remorseful, and he cried out that he would rather have lost the use of his own arm than to have done damage to the arm of the cross. And at that moment, legend says, his own arm became immobile. So you might want to be careful what you say. It was only about a 45-minute walk up here, and it wasn't that strenuous. I thought it would be a lot tougher. But look at this, what you see where they would shoot the arrows out. Oh my, that's cool. Time to eat! I think we're taking the goat trail back down. Gina is part goat, right? This particular time, I'm not being a jerk. She actually has distant relatives with the last name Goat. So the goat path is doable. It might kind of be tough if it was muddy, though. So if you want a leisurely road walk, then take the road. But if you prefer trails that are, a little more interesting, then take the trail. From those stone benches and where the water is, the goat trail goes up right there, and it's just the very beginning that's super narrow, or you could take the road. Be sure to look around at Villatuerta de Monjardin before leaving, because there are a lot of Knights Templar fingerprints all over. And don't miss the next video, because I show my most treasured movie location from the way. To me, it's my greatest find on the Camino. So stick around as we walk west with some more stories from our strange Camino.